Well, good morning. My name is Markiss Stone, and I'm the host of the Daily Dose, and I would like to welcome you to the next day of your new life. That's right. See, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. Don't you believe it? What are you going to do with yours today on this beautiful April 25th, 2019, the year of consistency and the second quarter of power? Well, it is Throwback Thursday, guys. It's a beautiful day. If I must say so myself, it's raining cats and dogs, but it could be snowing, and that's what I mean. It's always a beautiful day, but you know why you're here, because somebody needs that daily dose of positivity, inspiration, motivation, and you know your boy Marcus has got the antidote. Man, I traveled over to Zimbabwe and I saw an antelope that needed its antidote, and I know your friends, your family members, your co-workers, they all need their antidote, and I'm going to give it, but I need your help because I don't know all these people. So on the count of three, I need you to do my favorite thing in the whole wide world. 1, 2, 3, Hulk smash the share button, smash it, uppercut it, hook it, and knock it out the park, because today's topic is going to be lit, it's going to be fire, and you're going to love it. And with that being said, my timing is up. Man, I have figured out a way to time that so perfectly. Man, I am doing good. How y'all doing today, dosers? Anybody came in here fashionably late? Is anybody fashionably late? Let's see who we got fashionably late. We have Carrie Lynn Carter. Don't worry, she had to brush her teeth and get the crust out of her eye. Leanne Ryan Smith held the door for her. It's all good. Scotty Do What It Do came fashionably late. Also, hey Janelle, what you doing late? You had to get your freaking dress on or something? Well, welcome, dosers. What's going on today? We got a dope topic for all you fashionably late people. We're going to talk about something great. We're going to talk about your foundation, because nothing amazing happens without your foundation first. You got to start somewhere. You got to go back to the blueprint sometime. Right now, your emotional hard drive has errors in it. You're running into all these roadblocks, or maybe you're trying to build your house brain, or what's equivalent to a house, but you keep having these struggles and obstacles. So I dare to ask you, is your foundation cracked? Is it cracked? Do you have little cracks in your foundation? You're trying to go so much further, but for some reason it's just not going right. It's because you got cracks in your foundation. And today, I'm going to help you to get those cracks patched up. But before we get too far into it, I got a homegirl named Lyric that's going to tell you what to do. That's for all my fashionably late people out there. Hulk smash the share button. Let's go ahead and get into the antidote.
The antidote is defined as a medicine taken or given to counteract a particular poison. Now, Marcus, these people woke up early. They came to your show, The Daily Dose, to get the antidote. Hit them with the antidote.
All right. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about 3 tips today to help you fix your foundation, because you got little cracks in it, but we're going to take care of it. Number 1, you got to get back to the basics. Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard anybody say that? That's not news to anybody, but for some reason it tends to fly over people's heads. See, what ends up happening in performance-based business sometimes, and in businesses where you have to think on your toes, so many people want to get straight to the advanced course. Yeah, I know all this. Let me get to the hard stuff. Teach me how to do this. Hey, when somebody says this, I interviewed a gentleman the other day, and what was really cool, I didn't really say anything, but he said, yeah, man, I just need somebody that's going to take me and say, hey, you're doing this 95% of the stuff great, but hey, this little 5% right here, I'm going to show you how to do it. I was thinking in my head, like, no, that's not how it works. You got to establish the foundation first. You got to start with the blueprint. You got to spend 10,000 hours on that thing right there to become an expert at that part before you can start worrying about the 5%. See, what ends up happening sometimes is people make the minority the majority. They make the small things big. You need to focus on the bigger things and expand on the bigger things. Remember we talked about expansion yesterday? That's one of the 6 E's, expand. You remember we talked about that? You got to master the fundamentals. See, what ends up happening is, think about this for all my people that watch sports out there. Like when you watch somebody go dunk a basketball, they don't go out there trying to do a 360 windmill dunk the first time. No, you got to master the basics first. You got to learn how to jump, get the right angle, and flush that thing down the toilet. When you're watching football, the guy that's in his freshman year, he's not going for the Hail Mary on the first play. He's not going for like the 80-yard throw and the 100-and-something yard touchdown. He's not doing that. You got to master the basics and the fundamentals first. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to some of you guys out there? See, too many of us want to go straight to the advanced course. We want to get the AP classes. It don't work like that. You got to master the basics first. You got to go to the blueprint and you got to look at your angles. You got to see how this thing is going to be structured out. You can't go straight to the roof. You got to start down low. So let's make sure that we're mastering and getting back to the basics. I'm getting ahead of myself. Number 2 is actually then mastering the basics. That's the big part. That's the secret sauce right there. See, some people, this is going to go over some people's heads, so I really need you to pay attention and get this antidote. See, some people think that just by reviewing the basics that they've went back to the basics. No. You have to master the basics. And in order for you to become an expert, you have to put in 10,000 hours. You got to know that thing forward. You got to know that thing backwards. You got to know that thing inside and outside. I dare to challenge you in any one of your professions. Do you know your profession inside and out? Do you know the basics inside and out? Do you know your process inside and out? Do you do it religiously 100% of the time? I mean, think about this. I mean, the basketball players, they're in there. Steph Curry shooting 1,000 free throws a day, shooting 1,000 3-pointers a day. Are you practicing? Remember we talked about practice a few months ago? Yes, practice, not the game. We talk about practice. See, so many people want to get in the game, and I'm talking about your career field in case you didn't get the memo. So many people want to get in the game and go in there and start killing it when you haven't put in the work behind the scenes. You haven't practiced behind the scenes. When you have idle time, what are you utilizing that idle time for? Are you scrolling on Facebook? Are you scrolling on Instagram? Are you seeing what everybody else is doing? Are you going to the smoker circle? Are you looking for excuses to get out of work? What are you doing with your idle time? You should be utilizing that time to practice and master the basics. Master putting in the work, putting in the time, taking the time to become an expert. You can't complain about your performance, especially when you're not getting the results you want, especially if you haven't put in the practice beforehand. It's not about the things that you do when it's showtime. In this case, it's all about the things that you do behind the scenes. Like, for example, last night, I'm strengthening my brain. I come to you guys every single day to be a person of value and provide knowledge to you guys. But in order for me to deliver right here on this show, I got to practice and I got to put in the work behind the scenes. So I'm constantly reading. I'm constantly watching inspirational videos. I'm constantly watching motivational videos. I'm constantly watching people who I aspire to be like. I'm studying them. I'm trying to perfect my craft. So when it's go time, when it's showtime, when it's live time, I can come and deliver it. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about there. I come to deliver the antidote to you because I put in all the work behind the scenes. And the great thing about it is we just getting started, baby. We just getting started. Are you feeling me? I am mastering the basics. I'm still in its infancy right here because I've only been doing this not even 7 months yet. I'm practicing. Are you practicing? Are you mastering? Are you trying to be like Master Splinter? Are you trying to be like Mr. Miyagi? I am. Because I'm going to have the most watched Facebook Live show at 6:30 a.m. on the Eastern time zone, thanks to you loyal dosers and my commitment to wanting to change the world and make it smile. Let's move on to number 3. We have to build incrementally. I'm going to say that one more time. Build incrementally. What that means is gradual progression. See, what ends up happening sometimes is that some people get a little bit impatient. See, we got so used to this Amazon and Netflix world when we could just hit one button and get it right now and just everything's got to be right now. Well, you got to understand when you get into the real world, once you get from behind that computer, behind that cell phone of yours, things don't tend to work like that, homie. You can't Amazon Prime your life. You can't buy it now your life. You cannot do that. You cannot like super fast forward your life. And everybody has these get rich quick and the fast route to this and the fast route to that. True success, true progression. I know a lot of successful people, and I promise you, for a lot of them, it did not happen overnight. They didn't go scratch no Powerball ticket off. They didn't go win no lottery. They wasn't no trust fund babies. They put in the work, and it was a gradual progression until they got to where they're at. And what's really cool is even where they're at, they're still not done. They're going higher. So understand that even when you get back to the basics, you master the basics, it's still a gradual progression. It's a gradual progression till you get to exactly where you need to be. Just think about this. If you're building a house, you don't just go straight to putting faucets on top of exposed pipes. You don't just go to put chandeliers and fixtures up before you put your drywall up. It's a gradual progression. You got to start and dig the dirt. You got to run the plumbing. You got to get your framing intact. Then you got to run more plumbing. Then you got to run your electrical. Then you got to get all your outlet stuff taken care of. Then you got to get your drywall done. Then you got to get all your fixtures and your cabinets and all that. Then you got to throw the hardwood floors in there. Then you got to get your fixtures done. You get where I'm going? It's a gradual progression. You look at that blueprint. It's a step-by-step process. And so many people want to skip steps in the process, and therefore they're not getting the results that they want, and therefore you can't fix your foundation. Am I making sense to any one of you dosers out there? Hit the like button, hit the love button if you are feeling me this morning. Fix your foundation. Get back to the basics. Let's go to the foundation checklist. Number 1, get back to the basics. Don't just look at the basics. Don't just say the basics. Practice the basics. Practice, practice, practice. And then number 2, during all that practice, you're going to be mastering the basics. Don't just talk about the basics. Put it on repeat. Put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it. Come on, master the basics. 10,000 hours on the basics till you know it like the back of your head. Till can't nobody tell you anything about it. And last but not least, let's make sure we're building incrementally in the right direction, doing the proper procedures and the proper steps to get you the results that you want to do. No skipping over steps. You do it incrementally. It takes time. One day you'll look up and you'll be like, dang, I got it like the back of the hand. Prime example, you remember yesterday I didn't have my iPad, I didn't have my switchboard or whatever to take care of all my stuff, but guess what? I had done it so much that I knew all of my intros, I knew all about the Hulk smash, I knew all about the antidote man, I knew my outro by heart because I put in the work, I practiced. Is it all coming together for you guys? I've been so used to doing it on the switchboard, been putting all that practice in that even when I was without it, I still had it down pack. Are you feeling me? That's what I'm talking about. Are you able to do that in your career? If the piece is missing, are you able to fill in the patches? Well, I hope so, man. You guys are awesome. If you guys are new or you still somehow don't catch the antidote, make sure you go to the Daily Dose show page. That's right. Hit the like button. Hit the 3 dots underneath the like button. That following button is so important because it's going to bring you to the see first. You have to hit the see first, and then Facebook add another layer where you got to hit a notification button and then hit standard first to make sure you get all the antidotes. It don't matter where you catch me. Just make sure you get your antidote in, guys. And tag your buddies in it, too. Some of you are looking lonely in the comment section. You miss your buddies because they don't have the notifications set up right. Check out the outro.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in to the Daily Dose. I hope you got your antidote today. Your daily dose of positivity, inspiration, and motivation. Check me out every Monday through Friday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time Zone on Facebook Live. And don't forget to Hulk smash that share button.
I do what I do from the heart, and I don't expect anything in return. I'm just a kid from the south side of Chicago that's here to make the world smile and change people's lives. Thank you for allowing me to do it, dosers. Y'all have a fantastic Throwback Thursday. Peace.